Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Black Sheep Meat and today we are doing Flosstube number 20, I believe. Hopefully I'm not wrong or I'm editing that out. But I am so happy to finally be recording this video a lot sooner than I usually have been doing them. So I'm trying to get a little quicker at putting these updates out because I don't want the updates to be super long. I just want them to be quick little, maybe 30 minutes at the most. So it's just enough to show to where I'm not like spending a whole hour or something. And as much as I love the long videos, it can be a lot sometimes. So let's get into it. Everything is going great right now. There's been a little bit of sickness going around, it seems like with everybody. I myself has also caught something last week, but thankfully I'm feeling much better. So I'm kind of glad that I did wait to film today because my throat was super scratchy when I started to talk for a really long time. So now that I'm feeling a lot better, this is gonna work out perfectly. So now I can talk all I want. So I think we're just under 2 weeks. So I have a little under 2 weeks of progress to show for all of you. As far as cross stitch progress, I wouldn't say it's the most things to show for it, but I did quite a bit of stitching. And I'm excited to share the progress, and then that way, hopefully next time I have a lot more progress to show just because there was so much going on this past week specifically that I wasn't able to stitch a few days. So that kind of put me behind a little bit from where I really wanted to be. But I did get a good chunk of stitching done. So I guess first we'll start with the wheel spin, which happened to be Dark Fairy. This is by Alex Ruiz from Unconventional X Stitch. Unfortunately, this pattern is not available anymore, but I'm very much in love with it. So this is where it was last time that you saw it. There's really not much to see still. So as much as it is background heavy, a lot of the background is very color blocked. So it's easy to get a lot of progress on this. But here is where I am. Here's where I got to um, in the past, almost 2 weeks. Uh, so to show where I was at, I did add a lot of this color block over here into the background. You can see they're all shades of gray, but you can kind of see the variation a little bit there. So I did get a lot of this color block area in. And then I also finished up a little bit down here in the bottom, color blocking this as well with the one color. So I think I maybe used a total of 3 different colors. Um, but again, it's all different shades of very similar grays, so you're not going to see too much of a big color difference yet. But I think it's a good, I'm pretty sure this is a good chunk anyways. So let me see, where did I put my notes? Here they are. So on Dark Fairy, I ended up doing 2,105 stitches. So this puts me at 9,447 and I'm 4.52%. I am also tracking the days that I work on my projects again. So I did work on this for 3 days. Today included this morning when I woke up and I was waking up. I usually do a lot of cross stitching first thing in the morning as I'm drinking my tea and I'm watching other streamers. Or lately I've been catching up on a lot of Flosstube videos, which we'll talk about that a little later. But I did work on this morning as well. Did my workout and here we are. We are doing the update. So this is my progress. I'm really I'd love to get more work on this, but it is a large full coverage, so that's going to take time before we see any big jumps in what's going on. But the main thing I want to say is that I honestly wanted to keep working on this. I did do a wheel spin 2 days ago, but it was too much work to switch out from the frame because I knew I was going to be doing this update today, and I was just like, I'm not going to have enough time. The project that was spun, it was very hard to work on at nighttime. So I just said, you know what, let me pick this one back up. And so I just did a little bit more stitching on this. So I essentially did 1,000 more stitches than I originally had, because I had only worked on it one day and had like 1,100 stitches or 1,200 stitches on it. So those extra 2 days that I got, I definitely added another 1,000. So hopefully you can see the differences pretty well. But we're going to put this one away. I don't know. Maybe it'll wheel spin it out again. I don't know. If it does wheel spin it out, I might switch. As much as I really want to continue working on this one, I really might switch it out just to get some more variety going. But that is Dark Fairy. The other project, of course, is my main pile of Yoshis. And I plan to have this done next month. So there was definitely a hustle last week to get to my goal on this. Here's where it was last time that you saw it. And I I really got in the zone with this because I'm super excited to have it done, and I figure if I hustle up now, I can get to a point where I can kind of relax on it, and then that way this last full week of November I can work on other things, and then when December pops up I can pick this back up. I also was getting a little burnt out, so I needed a little break from it. I didn't want to stress myself to finish this, even though there's only a tiny bit left done. But here's where it's at now. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I never thought I would see the day. I never thought I would see the day with it this far done. But you can see I have literally 2 Yoshis left. Um, so I believe since you last saw it, I completed the blue Yoshi, the dark blue, and the purple. I believe both of these are fully completed since the last time you've seen it. I think a little bit of the white Yoshi is also another one where it had little bits that maybe I filled in. I'm not exactly sure. Um, but otherwise, I did, again, I filled in whatever stitches were left here. So all the stitches needed in this piece are all in these last 2 Yoshis. And you can see they are getting filled in a little bit as is because I was finishing off colors that had like 10 stitches, 5 stitches. So I was like, let me just finish these threads off. So I did work a little bit into those Yoshis just to get those threads off my Flosstube ring. But this I worked 1,856 stitches. So this puts me at 14,166 and I'm at 85.36%. I did work on this for 4 days. Um, since there was so much stopping and going and color changes, it did slow me down a little bit. The black I got done, I know that for sure. I fully finished off the black first, and so that went really quickly. But once I started filling in all those colors, it definitely slowed down quite a bit. Uh, but I have 2,399 stitches left, which is where I wanted to be to start December at. But like I said, it's crazy because it's only those 2 Yoshis there that need to be filled in. So it's insane to think that that's almost 2,500 stitches right there. But we will finish this next month. This is for sure going to be finished. So I'm super, super excited. I love the fabric. I haven't even been talking about the fabric. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting. But Dark Fairy is on a 28 count easy grid, and I'm doing 2/1 tent stitch. And then this one is on an 18 count opalescent in Raven Black. The Etsy seller I got it from no longer sells, unfortunately. As happens when time, like years go by, things close, stores close, things go discontinued. So sadly, you cannot get this fabric. It's so pretty. And I want to say I still have some in my stash to use for later. But this is Pile of Yoshis, so I'm really, really happy with where I got, and I can't wait to pull this back out next month and really get down on this and finish it up. Um, that's going to be super exciting. But I did finish quite a few colors. This is all I have left. When I started this project, there were 2 full rings of floss. There was 86 full colors, I believe. And now I'm down to, I think, maybe 20, 25, 30 at the most. I don't know. This could be deceivingly small. But I did finish a bunch of colors over here. I believe it's this one that I finished. Is it this one? Or is it this one? I think it's this one. I think I did this one because it's nice and neat. Here we go. It's quite a bit of, oh yeah, it's this pile for sure because it has the black in it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yes, I finished 20 colors, filling in those 2 Yoshis for fully. So lots of new floss to go back into the stash, which is nice. I'm trying to build a whole set in the end where I at least have 1 skein of every color. I just started tracking that as well, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So all of this is already marked in as what I have. And yeah, this is it. I don't think I'll continue to, obviously I'm going to finish the thing, so I'm not going to continue to take them off the ring as I complete them. Or I might, just to make it easier flipping through, and just put them into the bag, because right now this is what it looks like until I separate all of this into floss away bags and store them away for later. So yeah, they're all going to live in this bag until I'm completely done. But you can see there's a ton of floss left from this project. So that is, oops, let me put this in here. That is Pile of Yoshis. And those are the only 2 cross stitches that I got to work on this month. Like I said, I did do 1 more wheel spin, but it was too much to put it on a hoop for 1 day. And it was a project I was going to work on at night, and it's very hard to see at night. So I just said, you know what, I'll just work on Dark Fairy. So hopefully this next week I can do at least 3 projects, 3 different ones, and it won't include Pile of Yoshis until the following week. That being said, that is not the end of the cross stitch stuff that I have to update you on. I'm gonna first start with Black Roses. This is an Owl Forest embroidery project. I haven't started it yet, but last video I did discuss possible floss choices that I wanted to use. And I did go to Under the Sea Fabrics, which was really exciting. And I did find some colors that I really want to use for it. So I'm going to show you what I ended up going with. Let me just clean up my mess because there's a lot in this bag and I didn't organize. I should have, but give me 1 second. Let me organize here. All right, so this project I'm going to be doing on an 18 count Picture This Plus Ada, and this is in Haunted. There's the piece right there. It's a little darker blue. It's showing way more gray, but this is the fabric that I will be using it on. And I was saying last time that I had some DMC color ideas, but I really wanted to get some classic colorworks so that way I can get a little more variegation, and it's not like flat 1 color. It gives it a little more definition, I guess you could say. So I went and browsed Under the Sea Fabrics because they have their store here in San Antonio, which is freaking amazing. So I got to walk into the store and look at everything. But here's what I ended up coming out with. So originally I had this. This is leftover black coffee from my Halloween Quaker by Lila Studio. Lila Studio. I forget. I know there's a way to say it. So I think with the that really wine maroon color I wanted, I decided to go with Bing Cherry. Look how freaking beautiful that is, especially up against this fabric. Freaking gorgeous. I love that so much. And I think this is what I'm going to do the roses in. I know that, it's ironic because the whole project is called Black Roses, and I'm over here changing it to red. But I don't know. I just want a little more color, I guess. I wouldn't mind doing black roses. Um, I guess there's still time to change my mind, but I really want to use a really pretty maroon on this. I think it's going to be beautiful. For these stems, I got the balsam fir for the greens, and this is going to be for all the vine work and everything. Um, of course, this black coffee is going to be for the cathedral in the background, Cathedral Castle. I'm not sure exactly. I'm trying to remember what it looks like in my head right now, but this will be for the Cathedral Castle. And then I did pick up a black. I got cast iron skillet. So I guess I could, if I decide to do black roses, I can definitely use this one for that. I know the sun's coming in, so I'm sorry if that changes anything, but yeah, this I could use this for the roses. It definitely has that like variegation in there. Um and it's not such a flat black, but we'll see what I end up using this for. It might just be her hair. I got it just like as a just in case sort of deal. Um but I think this will be the main color palette, and this would be for anything else. And then for the queen herself, this could be her hair. But I'm thinking one of these. These are the petite treasure braids. I think for her as the queen, I want to say I decided on maybe this one for her dress and her crown. Because look how sparkly. It's got that black underbase to kind of go with everything. I don't know if that's going to be too much though. So I do have this one to be a little more subtle, but it also has that shimmer. So I guess we'll see which one I go with. But this is PH 05 and this is PB 91. So this is what I decided. This will, for the most part, be the color palette. Um, it makes me excited. I like the muted like colors here. But yeah, there is variegation. There is some slight variegation in there. So I think that's exactly what I was looking for. But yeah, so this is going to be for Black Roses. I can't wait to start this. I don't know if I want to start this next month or if I want to wait till next year. We'll just see how I'm feeling next month. We're still up in the air if we're going to go back home to California to see family for winter break or if we're going to end up staying home because my husband just started working again. So he's still trying to get settled into his job right now. And depending on what his boss is going to do, depends on what he's going to be able to do. So we'll see. We'll see how, if we have any time to go back or not. But that is Black Roses ready to go, kitted up. I need to get a bag for it because I am out of bags, so I might have to make some project bags soon. It's a little daunting because I haven't sewed in so long, but I would love to just make some. I could buy some, but a lot of my budget right now went to a lot of this stuff to kit up so that I'm set for next year to like start things and have a lot of things to work on. So I went back, right? I went back to Under the Sea Fabrics. For another reason, I was talking to my community on stream the other day, and I told them there was this Bella Filipina I came across that I would love to start because I want to do a beaded project. I just never found one that I was in love with to where I was like, I need to make this until this one. And I showed them what it was. It's the Black Water Sirens Sal that just started on Halloween. And I showed them the outline on the fabric, and I was like, it looks very interesting. I'm very curious where this is going. And one of my community members found the sneak peeks to the first two parts that are out, and I fell in love. I was like, this looks like what I would want to do. And I'm a little nervous just in case, the rest of it as a Sal goes, especially a mystery Sal. It's always a little nerve wracking if it's completely something you love. Case in point with the Dark Queen of the Earth Sal by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I believe that's who it was. I loved the whole thing except for the face. So that's why I didn't end up stitching it. But same thing with the Dark Queen of the Sea Sal. I liked most of it until it got to the end where I just felt like it was a little overwhelming with all the details. Um, so that's why I hesitated with the Dark Queen of the Earth. But this one, I already seeing the first siren there. I'm already super excited. So I went and started getting everything I need for that project to get started. I already purchased the pattern, so I have part 1 and 2. Um, but this is what I picked up over there. But first of all, look at this bag. Look at this freaking bag. I'm saving this bag. But this is when I bought the stuff, this is what they give you. I had another one. Okay, it's right here. Here's the other one. This is a smaller one. So I went twice. I did go back twice. Um, but look how cute their bags are. They're so good. Um, so anyways, I guess we'll start with the main thing. Let me pour everything out here because there's a lot. There's quite a bit going on with this Sal. So let me just make sure I have everything here in front of me. Hide all my information. Okay, so I originally went because they sell the fabric for this Sal specifically. They dye it there. And so I went in to see what they had in person and to grab a piece so I didn't have to order it online. Because why order it when it's like a 35-minute drive from me? So I did go in. I also went to go in to get the treasure braid for it because it was apparently sold out everywhere online and they had just gotten some in. So I was like, perfect timing. Let me go in and get them real quick. So here is the fabric that I got. This is called Dark Waters. It's a Lugana. It's a 28 count. Um, they only had a limited set amount dyed, and this one is the one I liked. The other ones were a lot darker. This is a big piece of fabric. Let me back up. This is a big piece of fabric. I don't know. I mean, I know it's for the Sal, but is she really this big? I don't think so. I think this is a lot of extra fabric. I'm going to have to lay it out and double check and make sure it's not this whole thing. I mean, it's too late now, right? It's too late now. I've already committed. But look how beautiful this is. The other ones were a lot darker on the other counts and types of fabric. The dye job is the same, but it's a lot darker. And they were like more blue. And I wanted something lighter because I want the sirens to pop. So that's why I chose this one. It was the lightest one out of the bunch. Um, Look how pretty. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use all this. But I'm going to do 2/2. I think that's the play. I've never done a Bella Filipina, so this is my first one. I'm trying to do all the research right now before I get started and make sure that I'm doing the count that's best for me, but also for like all the beads to fit and everything like that. It's very pretty. I love the grungy like purples and blues and greens on this though. It gives me like murky water vibes, and I think that's perfect for sirens. Um, very pretty. But I did get most of everything else for it too. So we'll take a peek at all of that. So here's my fabric. Here's my fabric. There we go. So first we have the DMC. So here's the DMC palette. Um, I love this color palette. There, like I said, everything's so murky and moody. Very, very pretty. I would love a whole yarn set in this. I have a friend who dyes yarn. I'm gonna ask her to do a set like this if she's not already watching this video. She knows who she is. She does amazing yarn, and I think this would be a really cool color palette of yarn. But there's not all the DMC. I'm missing a couple colors. I think I'm missing at least 3 or 4 of them. But for the most part, this is the main color palette. Look how beautiful. I think all these are gonna pop on this. These are a little close, but I'm not sure where these are at. There's a lot of this color too. So hopefully it won't blend in, because that's the only one I see maybe being a little too close more than any of the others. Until I get those last few colors. I'm not sure what the last few colors are. But there is the DMC floss. So I'm going to move these up a little bit. And then these are the treasure braids that that they just got back in stock. So there's PB81. Whoops. There is PB59. There's PB30 and PB63, which is like a teal black. Look how pretty. But yeah, they had just gotten these restocked that day. So I was like, this is when I walked in and she popped out because I think she was dying. And she's like, can I help you? And I was like, yes, I need the fabric for this cell. And she's like, I got you. So she came and she showed me all the fabrics that they had. And she's like, if you need me to dye anything, let me know. She was already dyeing some for other people. And I was like, no, I like this one. It's the lightest one. And I think she had the pack of floss. And on top of this one, I was like, oh yeah, no, this is perfect. And I was like, I also need these. And she's like, got you. She pulled them all off for me. She knew exactly where they were. Um, so this is what I got from Under the Sea Fabrics. And then I had to put an order into 123 Stitch for the bead pack because they didn't have, not that they didn't have, sorry, they had a sale on the beads on 123 Stitch. And I was like, I'd rather buy them for $1 something. Because at Under the Sea Fabrics, they were like $2 to $3 each. So I saved money getting them from 123 Stitch. But there's the bead pack. I can pull these out real quick and do a quick go through of them. They're not going to fit as nicely when I put them back, but it's okay. That is quite all right. So there's like a gold, a yellow gold there. There's like a multicolor bead in there. There we go. Multicolor bead. Got like a pinky multicolor. Oh, these colors are so pretty. This right here. Gorgeous. I guess a darker salmon pink. Got clear. Oops. There's a black, I would say like iridescent. There's a smaller black iridescent. There's a mix here of metallic colors. Oh, that one's really pretty. Very oceany, this one. There's a blue-green, sort of sea foamy color. These are the largest ones in these like jewel tones, muted jewel tones. And then there's these tiny fancy beads. There's only 3 of them. And there's these tiny fancy beads, which are like little flowers. like little flowers. So this is the whole thing, minus a couple DMC that I'm gonna have to go back and check in a few days to see if Michaels has floss back in stock. But I am super excited to start this. I don't think I'm gonna wait till next year to start this one, just because it is a salon that's already going. I might start this next month or maybe next week. Who knows? We'll see what I'm vibing with. I am well, I'll talk about that in a bit. But this is the dark, what is it? Black Water Sirens Sal from Bella Filipina. Said that right? Hope I said that. Um, but yeah, this is my first really fancy cross stitch, and I'm very, very excited um, to see it when it's going, to see it when it's done. I've never done beading before, so this will be new for me. Really excited to try some new stuff with this one. But that is another thing that I have kitted up basically for the most part and nearly ready to go. All right, so after all of that kitting up, I did also, since I was there at Under the Sea Fabric, I said, you know what? Let me get some more fabrics, like some random colored fabrics, because I don't have a big stash of cross stitch fabric. I have a little tiny one of bits and pieces, and I want a little more variety. So they had a whole couple boxes of mystery grab bags, and I said, let me grab a couple of those. So on one visit, I ended up getting an 18 count Ada in opalescent, and I really wanted some opalescent fabric because although I have a small stack of regular colored fabrics, I don't have any other opalescent except for the Yoshi fabric that I'm working on. So I said, let me get some more of that so I can kind of build up an opalescent stash for something really pretty. And so this was my first grab bag right here. Let me get it out of the package. There we go. So this is called Dappled Hollow by Stitcher's 8th. This is a 13 by 18 inch Ada in 18 count opalescent. This is the piece, and it's very pretty. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed because I was hoping to get something wild and crazy. I was like, I really want something fun and wild and like different so I can really put my mind out of the box. And this is a very, very common color, I guess you could say. But it's still really pretty and it's got that subtle opalescent. I just, I'm not one to stitch like fairies, like cutesy fairies and cutesy mermaids. Like I like stuff that's darker, so maybe I can find a darker mythical thing to put on here. I think it'd be really cute with some sort of like cryptid or something. But that's me, right? I'm always doing the thing that nobody else does. I'm always thinking out of the box. Something different, something not that you wouldn't see every day. But that is the piece. It's still really pretty, but it's 18 count. I do a lot of 18 count or I do a lot of 28 count. Um, but yeah, there's some opalescent in there. That's showing pretty true to color too. That's exactly what it looks like. Very, very pretty. So as much as I had first buying disappointment, I think I'll be able to find something really dark and gothy, I think, to put on here. Maybe like pastel goth vibes. That might be interesting. So there was that one. And then when I went back the second time to get all the Sal stuff, I grabbed another one. This one I wanted a different count just to kind of have variety as well. So this one is a 20 count opalescent Ada. This is Ice Princess by Stitcher's 8th, and it is another 13 by 18 inch. But yeah, this is a 20 count. So, because I have no 20 counts. Actually, that's a lie. I have one that I got by accident from 123 Stitch years ago in my first order. And I was like, this count doesn't match right on my gridding. And then I realized it's like a 20 count. That's just plain white linen, I think it is. Or not a linen, I think it's I forget. It's a totally different fabric though. But this is what I got. It's another blue, but this one doesn't have the greeny pink purple vibe in it. See, oh, it's when you do this, it's definitely different. This is more like sky blue, I guess you could say. But it is an opalescent, very sky blue. And again, I was just like, I was hoping to get some really bizarre, crazy color. But it's okay. It's all right. We'll figure it out. That's the point of mysteries, right? You don't know what you're going to get. And it kind of forces you out of your comfort zone because I would never buy this. I would never buy this for myself. But you know what? This might be perfect for a project that I randomly want to start. So I got it. I'm excited to find something for it in the future. But those were my two mystery picks. Yeah, once you do this, you definitely see the difference. This feels more purple next to it now instead of blue. Yeah, it feels more purple. Very, very pretty fabrics though. So excited to have these in my stash. And today I did sign up for Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers Fabric of the Month Club. So I'll probably get my first one next month. But again, I want to build up my stash a little bit more of fabrics just so I have a little bit more variety and maybe I can go outside my comfort zone a little more often. Um, with color changes, choices, and things like that. I did sign up for 18 count, 18 count Ada, just because that's what I'm comfortable with right now until I feel like I want to do bigger projects on like 28 counts. I think the Blackwater Sirens fabric, that's a 28 count, and I'm going to do that 2/2. Um, we'll see how I like that. And if I enjoy that larger stitching, I will definitely up it to a 28 count and get some more 28 counts in so I can do more projects like that. But those are my mystery pulls. And then of course I did order from 123 Stitch. So obviously the beads aren't going to travel alone. So I ordered some more easy grid fabric for some other more large full coverage cross stitches. Um, most of whatever patterns I don't have that are full coverage. These aren't all the same size. They are all 28 count, I believe. No, sorry, 25 count. I got 25 because I really wanted to do more 25 count projects. My taste in counts is obviously changing. um, the only one I have on 25 count is my first one, Celestine. She's on a 25 count limit linen because that's what Hayde recommended. And then my Halloween Mickey piece is also on 25 count because I wanted to see what the coverage was like. But I got a couple pieces here, different size. These aren't very big. I think these are like 17 by something. These are much smaller pieces. So I can do some smaller full coverages like from Thread Geeks. I got a bunch of little patterns from Thread Geeks, which I just realized I didn't make notes on. So I will definitely share what I got. There's a bigger piece here. So like I said, I got a little variety in sizes. Are these all the same? I think these three are the same here. I thought I did it the other way. I thought I got the smaller pieces, 3 of the smaller pieces and 1 large piece. I'm pretty sure that's what I did. But I have 3 large pieces and 1 small piece. I gotta check my order. Not that it matters. I mean, if I have extra, then I'll just cut off the extra and put another piece on there. But yes, I'm just stocking up on fabrics because with the talks of, maybe possible tariffs starting next year, the things that are going to go up are going to be cross stitching fabric, floss, supplies. So I want to make sure I have a good little stash for now. So I'm set just in case things get a little more pricier in the future. At least I'm not spending an arm and a leg to build a stash. I can already have a little bit of stash already going. So I did get a bunch of easy grid cross stitch fabric. But I will also get a list real quick of the new patterns I got from Thread Geeks because they were having a sale, and I couldn't resist. So going back to the patterns that I did pick up from Thread Geeks, I got Necromancer by Chris Bag. I got Floral Release by Chris Bag. I got Death by Chris Bag. I did pick up The Moon by Enos Guerrero. I did get both versions of this one because I couldn't decide. And I needed one more pattern anyway, so I was like, let me just get them both because they're charted differently. So, we'll see which one I decide to pick up because one has the full picture, which is gorgeous. The other one is just the top, and I was like, that would be fun to just do like a quick, easy one because it seemed easier. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see which one I decide to do in the end. I got the Swan Princess by Ephilana. Ephilana Illustrations. I hope I'm saying that correct. Which is gorgeous. And then I got Who Rescued Who by Gus Fink. And I'm very confused because that art by that artist looks like this artist that I have pictures of. I have this one, I have this one, which you can barely see. I have this one, and I also have this one. And these are by, oh, what was their name? Emmy Boz. Emmy Boz from Instagram. And I got these years ago because Mrs. Coffee was buying them. And they did a bunch of like pop art in like this very gothy dark style. So I got quite a few of them from them. So I'm wondering if Gus Fink is the original name to the artist. I'm very confused, but it looks like the same style of artwork. But anyways, I got that one because I thought it was small, it was cute, and it's got a beautiful message because it's so true. It's so true. So those are some of the new patterns that I picked up that I want to start. Um, oh, I didn't even say, and I also got Enchanted Castle by Momart. I wanted something. This is different. This is just different than something I'm already working on. I know it's a lot of like background stuff, but like it's a beautiful castle. It's got gorgeous colors. I think this would be fun when I'm in the vibe for it. So I also picked up that one. But like I said, it was a big sale. It was like buy so many, get so many free. And so I just doubled it and got twice as much. So so that was my little haul of patterns. Let's see. I also ended up picking up a cross stitch planner that's by Rainbow Sheet Studios on Etsy. And I saw this and I fell in love because I've been wanting to find something like a fun way to track my cross stitch progress to make this more exciting for me, especially since, you know, I want to see like if I start, how long it'll take me to finish, how many days I worked on it. It's got everything in it. There's a whole video on YouTube that shows all the different features. There's monthly views. It all is already tracked out. So when you type something in, it already calculates it everywhere else for you, which is really nice. As much as I would love to learn how to use Google Sheets and Excel, I that's a lot. That's a lot to learn, and a lot of people who do learn it are just barely scratching the surface. So this person put together a whole thing. I love it. I've been using it. I'm enjoying it, and I love seeing all the numbers and filling it all in with all the information. I also got the Lord Libidin DMC floss tracker, and I was able to add that into my cross stitch planner, so it's all together. And I input all my floss in there so I can see what I have. And I'm glad I did because there was a lot of colors that I had millions of skeins of floss for. And I don't want to buy any more. I don't want to buy any more of that color, but I definitely see where the ones that I'm missing. So now I know every time I go back and I have a few dollars to spend to grab a few extra floss, I'll throw in ones that I don't already have. And what's nice is I have this on my Google Sheets. So whenever I go out, I can just pull up Google Sheets on my phone and then it's all right there listed so I can see my whole chart and everything right then and there. I don't have to like make lists and stuff because that's where I forget. I mean, I'll make a list if I need certain floss for a project, But say if I'm there and I'm like, shoot, do I have this color? Do I need to get more of this one? I can look and see and make sure, like, okay, no, I have like 15 skeins of this. I don't need any more. So that's been really fun to mess around with. And the last thing I got was Wind Stitch because I was watching Jessie Marie does stuff, and they said that they recharted their patterns to input them into Pattern Keeper. And lately, some of the patterns I've been getting are not Pattern Keeper compatible, or they're not charting incorrectly. So I decided to grab it and learn to use it so I can rechart some of the patterns that I'm doing. Specifically, since I am starting this book of patterns, I want to make sure that I can track all the stitches. And I sat there and counted on the first one. I was like, this is going to take forever. So I just recharted two of the patterns and I put them into Pattern Keeper and they work perfectly. So now I can use them in conjunction with the book and I can keep track of all the amount of stitches that I'm doing. And also Pattern Keeper does help me keep track of what I'm stitching as well. I've done paper patterns before and it hasn't worked out very well. So I'm happy to have that. Even though it's going to take some time, it feels like it's worth the investment. Another one I want to rechart is the new normal, only because I want to insert colors that I switched out. Since it's a monochromatic pattern, it all shows in black. So I'm only picking colors as I go. But if I can chart it out and already pre-color it, then I'll know already right then and there what colors I want in what spots. So that way I can just stitch away. I don't have to worry about like, if I put this here, sit and think in the process and then might have too many of one color on one side, etc. So I'm happy to have Wind Stitch, and who knows, maybe in the future I might start dabbling in some sort of pattern design if there's something that I want to create that is not already made somewhere else. So I do have that. The last thing I got for cross stitching, I got these as floss drops because I since I have some little projects coming up, I don't want a whole floss organizer card. I just wanted a couple floss drops to throw them on. So I'm going to try these out. I got these from Amazon and they have, let me take one off here so I can show it a lot better. But they have the ring holder. You can put the floss to drop here and then whatever you're using on this one. And then here goes the tag from the, with the number on the floss, you would slide that on right here. So I'm going to give these a go and see what I think about them. I have a couple rings, so I'm just going to take off like 10 or whatever, how many colors it is, and just have a small ring and then reuse these, especially for that, for a lot of these patterns. There's usually maybe 20 at the most on the biggest project. So I don't want to do a whole card for each one I do. So I think these will be kind of nice to utilize for that. So I did get a bunch of these. This came in a pack of 50. They will be linked down below if you wanna check them out. But we'll give these a try and we'll see how these go. I'm interested if the label will stay on this or if it will fall off eventually. That's the only thing I could see these not working out for. In which case I would just put a sticker in the end. But if I could just if I could just hank these and slide on the label, that would be easy peasy. So that's what I have for cross stitch. Floss tubes that I've been catching up on. I've already caught up on Crafty Gaming Jamie. I have caught up on all her videos, so I'm all caught up to her, which makes me sad because I love her videos and I love seeing the progress. And it's really nice binging sometimes because you can see how much they do like right away. Once I finished Jamie's videos, I found Caro Kirsch. Is it Kirsch? Hopefully I'm saying that right. They're from Germany. They do a couple patterns that I really love. Um, but they're just getting into cross stitch. They did a lot of knitting, and now they're slowly getting into more cross stitch. That was really nice to see, like the beginning of their journey. They don't have a ton of videos for Flosstube out yet. It's more knitting videos, which is fine because I also do knitting. Um, but yeah, that's someone I recently found that I enjoy. Then went back into Rachel Ray Crafts stuff, and she has a separate channel now called Rachel Ray Fiber Arts, which is all her cross stitch videos now. And I've been behind, so I'm slowly catching up on all those videos, and going through all her projects. But she's the one I picked the diamond painting from, and then eventually got enabled into cross stitch. So I get very enabled watching Rachel. Then I found Cam the Stitcher, and I absolutely love her videos so far. She's got a lot of variety stitches, but her, I guess, vibe and the projects a lot of the projects she does are projects that I want to do. There's already been some where I'm like, I need to look this up and save it because I would love to start this at some point or another. So there's definitely already enabling, and I'm only like a good handful of videos into her Flosstube. So there's a lot to binge with her. So that'll keep me busy for a while as well. But I think that's basically all of my cross stitchy stuff at the moment. So let's do the wheel spin on what we're going to start off with going into this week. So I have my wheel. Sorry for the glare. Sorry for flinging my tablet. So we're going to start with, ooh, Lunar Goddess. Okay, Lunar Goddess. This is a bag I made. I pulled it out of, I was meant to I used to sell these bags for a minute. Now I use them for my own projects. Lunar Goddess was a beginning of year start for me. I have the information now that I have my cross stitch tracker. I have all that information here. Okay, let me see. Lunar Goddess. I started this January 13th of 2023. It was a birthday start. This was my birthday's January 13th. So this was a birthday start. I started on stream over on Twitch, and I only did like, I can tell you right now, where is it? 299 stitches. That was almost 2 years ago. I haven't done anything else on it. Here's my little tiny start. Here's my little tiny start. So this will be interesting because I haven't stitched on this since the day I started it, which makes me sad. This is a Margaret Morales. It's from Heaven and Earth Design. Margaret is one of my absolute favorite artists. So when I saw this one, I had to get it. I had to start it. This is on 28 count easy grid. This is literally a blanket. This is probably by far my biggest project. 380,050 stitches. This is by far my largest cross stitch project. And I only have, this has the least amount of stitches on all of them. Look at this. This is bigger than Persephone. Yeah, Persephone is 376,600. So it's just under 4,000 stitches bigger. It's just under 4,000 stitches bigger than Persephone. And then I think after that is Dark Fairy. So it's a big one. And this will be fun. This will be fun to get some stitches in on it. It's been forever, so I think it's time. I think it's time. There's my little tiny start. This is tent stitch as well, or half cross. So I'm only doing half crosses. Here's the color palette. It's very pretty. Margaret Morales does a lot of watercolor art of very feminine images. So there's the color palette. Very similar to Celestine, which is the other one I have. Beautiful colors. This will be interesting. This will be interesting. So I will definitely try my best to put at least 500 stitches in on this. If I do more, I will do more. But the goal right now is just 500 to see if I can, how manageable that is, and eventually I will up that. So we will see how far we get next update. And again, if I work on it and get my goal, I will respin and pick another project after 1 or 2 days of work on that one. I will do another one another couple days and so on for as many as I can get in the week. So that is all the cross stitch for now. Next, I have a finish for my diamond painting friends out there. I do have a finish. I finally finished Sweet Tooth by Micah Jolina. This is from Diamond Art Club, and it is done. Here is where it was last time you saw it. Last time you saw it, I believe I had 5 large sections left at the top. And the other day, there were 4 days I didn't stitch this week. And 2 of those days was diamond painting, which is why it took so long to get more stitching in. There were 2 days where I was just busy and 2 days of diamond painting. So this was a goal to have done this month, and I am glad that I finished this goal. But here she is. Actually, let me unroll the bottom here because she's a little rolled up here. She's a little rolled up. That diamond came off, but I'll put that on later because I smudged it off. But let me unroll this a little bit. There we go. Here is Sweet Tooth. Oh my goodness. Let me back up. Isn't she beautiful? She's so pretty. She looks a lot bigger than she is in the camera. I'm looking at her in the camera view and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's actually huge. But maybe she's huger than I think. I want to put her here where I have I Choose You. I want to switch that one out for a while and put this one in there. But here she is. She's done. She does have glow-in-the-dark drills. All of this lime green, light neon lime green is all glow-in-the-dark drills. And that is sprinkled throughout the whole painting. So she's going to glow. She's definitely going to glow. But look how beautiful. Look how beautiful. Her hair is stunning done. Her hair is stunning done. But I'm really happy to get this out of my stash, and I'm really happy to finally have her done because I started this well into the year, but I had kitted her up at the beginning, hoping to start her at the beginning of the year, and I never got around to it. So when I finally did, I got a lot of work on her. She got put away for a while again, and then I was like, let me just get her done. So she is done. I'm very, very happy. She's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You can still get this painting. It is still available on their site. I just saw it the other day. So the next one I'm going to be working on is Astronomer, which is for my DPAL. It's a diamond paint along I do with my friend Captain Casa over on Twitch. And it is a community event. So everyone joins us. This year it is space theme. So if you start and finish your painting before the end of the year, you get free buttons and stickers that are custom from her. You get custom cover minders from me, which I'll show them here because they're so small. You get custom cover minders from me. This art is from Cuppa Joe, who is a pixel artist, an amazing pixel artist. We're about to announce next year's theme, and he's almost done with next year's art to making the cover minders for next year. But mine is Astronomer, and I still have quite a bit to do to catch up on this. There's quite a bit left to do. So this is a big catch-up time over here. You can see this. Oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful painting. Such a beautiful painting. Look how freaking shiny it is. But Merlin's about to come in over here at the end. By far the biggest painting I've ever done. The biggest painting I've ever done. and it's gorgeous. Well worth it. Well worth it. But I am supposed to be over here. So all of this needs to be done and all of this needs to be done to be caught up, to have it done before the end of the year. So this next week, I might be doing a lot more diamond painting again, um, through all the way through December. Because we got to start kitting up for next year's. Um, so those are my diamond paintings for now and what's to come up with that. Last but not least, I have books. I recently got a new gift from my community, because I've been tatting here and there, and they love seeing all my tatted projects because it's not as widely known. Um, Especially on Twitch, there are a few tatters, so it's really nice to catch them when they're on. But I had put this on my wish list and it was recently fully funded and it just came in. But this is 4 dozen tatted bookmarks. Look at all those patterns. 4 dozen patterns. So I think that every page has a pattern on it. So I can't really show inside and the different ones. I can show like this. There's like flowers and stuff. And again, I'm not wanted to like do flowers and things like that. But if I kind of change the color palette, and depending on beads and settings that I put them in, you change the vibe, right? So I'm really excited to have these different patterns because even though they won't be bookmarks, all of them necessarily, I think these would make really pretty chokers. I think they would make really pretty chokers. So I'm really, really excited to have this, and hopefully soon I can pick something out of here. Like I said, majority of the things I get from my community are like books and craft things, to do more crafts. They enable me and I enable them, so it's a good trade. Um, but this was a really cool book, so I'm excited to pick it up at some point or another. So I did get this for books. I also started reading some webtoons, and I picked up Wind on a Dry Branch. It's from the Webtoon app. Um, I didn't want to pick up a book yet, so I just started reading this for now to try and catch up on it because I'm very far behind, so there's a lot to read. But that's all the books I've really, I mean, if technically books that I've honestly been reading right now. I do have my 2 favorite series. I do have the Beast of the Briar and the Plated Prisoner series that are they're both favorites, and I think I'm putting it off because I don't want them to end. And as much as I want to read them, I keep putting it off, and I think that's why. Is because I know once I finish reading those books, I'm not going to have anything else to read because those are the end of series books. Games, I did finish Layers of Fear. Layers of Fear was pretty good. I wouldn't say it's the best, like my favorite game, I guess you could say, but it had some good puzzles. It had a lot of jump scares. It was pretty fun in the playthrough. Um, it was about a painter who was going a little crazy, and there's murder involved with the family, and it definitely starts to get more and more intense as the game goes on. As far as him losing his mind, and you're playing the character losing his mind. But I enjoyed it. It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. I did try Magical Bakery, which was adorable. If you played Lemon Cake, it's the same devs and it's the same game, but it has more witchy vibes. It has a bit more story. You get a little bit more character development. But basically, you're a beginning witch and you go to a bakery and you're trying to run the bakery. So you bake the things and you sell them to customers and you pick the things to sell for the day and you open your shop, and it's really cute. It was a lot of fun. It's a new early access game, so there was a little bit of glitching and it did crash on me a few times. So I would just give it some time. Don't have high expectations at the moment for the game to work. But I'm sure they're going to be fixing this stuff soon. I did leave a little review, so hopefully a lot of those bugs and issues will be fixed in a future patch. But I loved it. It was so much fun. I can't wait to play again. I'm also finishing up Disney Dreamlight Valley right now with their event slash Star Path that's going on. I'm not as excited about the Star Path this time around. It's very Descendants, which I'm not mad at Descendants, but the items that they have curated for it are leave a lot to be desired. But I did get the new expansion that they just released. I did get that. So I'm playing that right now and just going through it. I want to pick it up before the next event to like kind of get more farming and grinding in the new areas because I'm missing a lot of stuff and they keep asking for those things in the star path, which is making things a lot harder for me as far as like favorite gifts and stuff like that. You can only get it in certain areas, and I don't have those areas unlocked yet. So I would like to work on it and get those areas unlocked. So at least it'll give me a little easier time with the next star path. And last but not least, I did start Little Nightmares 2. I really love the first one. It was one of my favorites, I think, now on my list of favorite games. So number 2 is going really good so far. I would say it took a minute for it to start up, but it definitely had its very creepy moments. But it's very cozy horror, if that makes sense. It's a cozy horror game, but puzzles, side scroller, has some deep story that's not in your face. Very creepy more than anything else than like jump scare. A lot of suspense. So I'm really enjoying Little Nightmares too. I have maybe about 3 more hours left of the game to play, so I can't wait to get back to that next this coming week as well. Other than that, I think that's it. And I know this went a lot longer than 30 minutes. I tried. I tried. I got so much haul stuff though. I think that's what took advantage. Um but again, I'll try and be back again next weekend with more updates and hopefully a lot of stitching project progress and a shorter video. But thank you everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Um much appreciated. Please go follow my other socials. They're linked in the description box. Anything else about that I've mentioned should be listed in the description box. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell. That helps a lot. Otherwise, have a great week, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!